viva eu, viva tu, viva o
Bobby Firmino. Oh, Bobby Firmino. Oh, Bobby Firmino. Oh, Bobby Firmino.
Right, go. We're live again.
Are we live again?
Live again.
Right, okay, so can we start again with the whole Firmino thing? So, who's seen him? A scout report, please, from someone.
Phil is probably our best.
Phil's the Bundesliga.
Yeah. Oh, Phil. You mean this Phil?
Yes.
Happy spot, Phil.
Phil, talk to us. Yeah, great signing. Great signing. I would have loved to sign him last year.
What is he? What is he, Phil?
He's an attacking midfielder. He's a goal scoring attacking midfielder. Like,
okay.
if you were talking about, right, we're in the market to replace Gerrard. So, what was Gerrard originally? He was an attacking midfielder, a goal scorer and attacking midfielder. So, what we've gone out and we've...
Like the way he played on behind Torres that time.
Yeah,
that sort of player,
that type of player. So, he's like, I've heard people saying, you know, he could also fill in a strike or whatever. I wouldn't be putting him in that bracket at all. He is pure. He's going to make us goals and he's going to score goals as well. He's decent on set pieces, something that we need with Gerrard gone as well. With no Suarez and no Gerrard, you're looking at who's going to be the next man up for the set pieces. So, look, to be honest with you, I'm fucking delighted.
Does he play from a side, Phil, for Hoffenheim? Does he come from one side or the other, or does he play kind of centrally?
No, he plays kind of like he is a 10. Do you know what I mean?
He is a 10.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're like, there was, I think Paul Joyce put in the Express today that they're looking at going back to a 4-3-3 ideally, and you'd have Coutinho, Firmino behind Sturridge with Chan at the base of the three midfield and Henderson and Milner either side of that, right?
Where's Illaramendi going to play?
Well, we'd have to figure that one out. Obviously,
I don't understand.
Steve, can you upload that to later? That's one of our big. That's our big story.
I forgot about our exclusive.
Fucking hell, man! Don't be giving away the exclusives. Yeah. You don't give them away at the start. You have to keep people involved.
It's fucking warm in here, lads.
It is warm in here. Yeah.
What's the story? Where's the aircon?
Listen, he's also a hard worker on the pitch.
Yeah.
Going back to the idea, remember last year we were saying, you know, we wanted people who can work hard across the front and across midfield and a whole lot. He's going to bring that. I am really delighted we signed him. My only regret is that we didn't sign him last summer, but fuck it, we signed him now. I don't give a shit.
You've probably been banging on about him for 18 months at this stage.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We've signed him. I genuinely, like, this is like when we were having the discussion around Lallana last year. One of my arguments in the pod was that, you know, I would have preferred to sign Firmino because you know he brings goals
and he had a really small release clause last year.
Yeah, exactly. But look, I don't. We're signing what should be class. Now, as Dave Thomas has said plenty of times, you know, there's a 50-50 hit rate with whether somebody's going to convert their form in a different league or in a different team into this team itself. But all the pointers would point to this fella's class, and you'd imagine him to come in. And he's not coming in as a squad player. He's not coming in as an auxiliary player. He is going to be in the starting 11, and that's what, you know, when we talked about the Milner signings, we talked about the other signings that we made. Joey Gomez, Bogdan, the big lads, right? The
real superstars.
At least one of them doesn't exist.
No, two of them don't exist. But we were saying, well, it's not those signings that's gonna set the tone for a summer. It's the marquee signings. It's the big signings that come in after it. And Firmino definitely is the first big signing. And listen, for 21 million. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. For 21 million, he's cheaper than Lallana was. He's about the same price as Lovren was. He's only slightly more expensive than Sacco is.
Markovic.
Yeah, you know, if he turns around and converts the form he had last year for Hoffenheim, which wasn't as good as his previous season, right? We're going to be saying this guy is a fucking out-and-out success for us.
Well, hang on a second. Steve, talk to me about this money thing. Phil's saying 21. Earlier on, reports are saying 28. It's 20-something plus add-ons.
I think it's the add-ons that are bringing it up to 28. So you can say the same for Henderson. Was he 14 million? Was he 20 million? You know, you can't worry too much about add-ons because, number one, they're not coming out of our budget this year. Number two, they're not involved in FFP, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And I think 21 million is reasonable value. If he is going to come in and be in that front three, I think it's reasonable value. Like I had the argument last week or whatever when people were getting really excited, and I genuinely didn't believe it was going to happen. I was saying, listen, his stats aren't, over the last 3 seasons, if you look at them cumulatively, they're not much better than what Lallana's are. But I think you get a different type of player to what Lallana is. Both hard workers on the pitch, but Lallana's faults can tend to be the fact he doesn't seem to see out more than 70 minutes in a match. He does have the ability to go missing in games for large chunks. And with Firmino, now listen, I haven't seen a lot of him, so I'm not going to pretend to be some expert, but from the reports we've heard about him and from Phil talking about him and stuff like that, he has seemed to be, he's been used to being Hoffenheim's main man. Or at least their go-to. He's been involved in a lot of the assists and a lot of goals. And whilst last season wasn't amazing for him, I think 7 goals was it, and 10 assists.
7 goals, 10 assists. Yeah,
and
so with those numbers though, Steve, like the fact that we are shelling out that amount, just to humour the naysayers for a moment, because personally, I'm excited that we went and spent the money on a guy we wanted and got there before everyone else. I think that's wonderful.
And that's, it's a signal of intent more than the actual person themselves.
But if all that money has gone on a guy who isn't going to necessarily get us the goals that we clearly need, well, what does that worry you a little bit about the moves that are to come?
No, it doesn't worry me.
No.
That was my argument last week. If he was the answer to our backup for Sturridge, if we were going to sell Sterling and use that money to buy the backup for Sturridge or the competition. We shouldn't be talking about backup for Sturridge. We should be talking about competition. It's not like Sturridge has some God-given right to be in the team, no more than any other player. So we need competition for Sturridge. At the moment, we don't have a player capable of giving that competition. We have players that can be backup. But in my opinion, if we're going to sell Sterling for what looks like 45 million, if that does happen, that still leaves us 24 million or thereabouts to go, even if we have to put 5-6 million with it, to go and buy a really good quality striker. And if you're able to upgrade Sterling, as much as I like him, as good as he can be, and as good as I think he would be for us if his head was in it over the next couple of seasons, if it's not, to be able to take 45 million for a 20-year-old, that really is nowhere near that value, and replace him with Firmino, who's equal in terms of stats, not much older than him, and bring in a top quality striker, I think it's a no-brainer for a club of our size. Different if you're Chelsea, different if you're City, different if you're PSG, because you have unlimited funds. But this is the model that we always talk about us doing, and for once we seem to be doing it right. Yep,
fair enough. Dave, your membership of this cohort has led you to be a miserable bastard like the rest of us.
We broke Dave.
We broke Dave.
I'm coming back now.
All he took was 3 weeks off. The football was positive as anything again. I was like, no.
This is where I'm going. There's some noticeable upbeat stuff in what you're saying to us lately in the WhatsApp thread and stuff. How are you feeling about this? Is this the kind of thing that's going to help you get back on the horse?
It's a start. I mean, I will say it's a start. I mean, I was a big fan of the Milner signing. I think I said that on many a pod.
No, yes. I don't think you've mentioned that before, Dave.
It's not just the Firmino signing. I think the fact that the way we did it is like, it's the first big one we've landed really since Suarez.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's the first one where we've gone, he's genuinely could go up a gear.
And there would have been competition, and we got
we're out of the Champions League, and we did it. And actually, in some ways, it's a better signing than Suarez, because Suarez was damaged goods. This kid isn't. Like Suarez, people will go in, geez, I don't want to touch him, he's just bitten some fella. You know?
We've got.
And we were like, oh, you'll never do that again.
That's good. You only bite someone once. He's not a complete fucking moron.
But for me, the other things which I'm pretty pleased about is either way that we did it. I'm also pleased that we've seemed to have gone South Americans is the way to go. I mean, we're looking at Baca, we're looking at Rondon, over in Copa America. I'm like, South Americans. I'm glad that we seem to have maybe moved away from Benteke, even though for 20 million I take Benteke, right? I think he'd be a good signing for us. I can see the argument that for 32 million, that's just crazy money, But if I was slightly negative, which I'm not going to be, but if what I would say is be cautious then. We are just replacing Sterling, essentially, right? Because Sterling, particularly the season when he played with Suarez, like 2 seasons ago, he was as good as Firmino is, right? Sterling probably dropped off a little bit last season, and Steve is right, his head isn't there. So it's pointless thinking, Sterling could be that player again for us, because he's never going to be. He's decided he's never going to be. So this mitigates Sterling. What we've got to do now is go and sign Baca or Kevin Volland or, Oba from whatever the hell his name is from Dortmund, or whoever that striker is. Then I'll be like, okay. And without forgetting, we're going to sign Klein as well, which is another great signing. Klein's a great signing. Firmino's a great signing. I think Milner's a good signing.
Do you know the moment that I realised that your mood had changed when you made that fucking awful Chewbacca joke? That's when I knew. That's when I knew things had changed.
Can't go wrong with the Chewbacca.
Chewbacca over for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I've got to give him kudos for that, but I was in the midst of trying to wind the prick up, so I couldn't even say to him, well played, Dave. I just had to bypass it, pretend it never existed, and continue calling him a cunt.
One day we're going to publish our WhatsApp.
Never.
Like the Lost Diary.
I tell you, unless there's some way of negating legal ramifications, I don't think
It just
that'll
won't
ever
happen. It's just not happen. Phil, to pick up on something that Dave suggested there, if your favourite Benteke does sign, will that completely ruin everything for you? you seem
Shut up!
You seem so happy tonight.
Listen
you know?
to me. Firmino. We're talking about Chewbacca.
Yeah, and then like just to say,
Ben Heskey,
and then you bring Ben Heskey into You prick. You fucking prick.
I think actually, it's great. I genuinely think we're gone away from Benteke. No, I think
look at you, I don't even believe you.
Yeah, no, it was worth a try, wasn't it? Fuck!
So Steve, are you going to start watching the Copa now, or have you already been watching the Copa?
I've caught bits of it. I
haven't bothered my arse. So.
Like, it's too late. I'm up at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I'm just not arsed.
I do believe Brazil plays Saturday, so I imagine there would be quite a few.
I've seen a bit of it now.
Yeah, and so can you tell us something about our new boy in that context?
Well, he's playing for Brazil. He's been very impressive playing for Brazil. Like, he's only had 9 games and he scored 4 goals in the 9 games. Right now, and that's impressive enough. Like, to adapt that quickly to international level. And the last game he played decently. But
how's he playing with Coutinho?
Normally, though, these Copas, I normally love them because they're just mad. Right?
Yeah,
and I haven't got the same mad factor off. This
very
America.
Well, Dunga is the Brazil coach.
Yeah,
so he doesn't play
Brazilian football. Yeah, he doesn't
he
play
plays hodgeball. For Brazilian version of hodgeball.
Venezuela has probably been like
and that's who Rondon plays for. Right?
Yeah. To, a good team to watch. Even Argentina haven't hit the heights that you would have expected out, and Colombia haven't been a patch of the team that was in
the last one. I saw the last one was very defensive. I didn't really enjoy the last tournament.
It's like, again, but ultimately, it's hard to gauge. How many times have we seen a tournament and seen deadly players like Salif Diao, and then
El Hadj Diouf, baby,
when they turn up,
broke our transfer record for that shit.
And when they turn up, it just So like, I wouldn't be taking too much from it, but I would say, having watched them for the last 2-3 years in the Bundesliga, that's where my take is coming off it. Rondon, I haven't seen enough of him. He's been playing for Zenit, so it's very hard. I wouldn't watch much of the Russian league. Yeah, if any, like
I wouldn't watch much of the Russian league.
I'd only catch 50 to 60 games.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't consider myself an authority.
Yeah, I couldn't give you an in-depth analysis on the Russian league, unfortunately.
When he's playing for Zenit Spain, Spartak.
Yeah. With the Sony
Wii. How on Rondon as an example. If we sign Rondon rather than Benteke, just to go back to Benteke thing, even though nobody's seen him, nobody's seen this guy Rondon. Right?
He'd be better than Benteke.
He's better than Benteke. It's a better signing than Benteke. Spending 20 million on this guy who plays in Russia would be better for most people than spending, say, 20 million on a guy that scored double figures for the last 3 seasons.
Key question coming in.
And I don't, as much as I don't agree with Benteke being signed for us, I don't agree with that sort of logic on it either.
I think the striker that we sign now has to be a near clone to Sturridge. Because if you're going to play Firmino and Coutinho,
you need running.
You need a fella who's going to look for those runs off the shoulders.
I just don't think that striker exists. Apart from Lacazette, I don't think he exists.
And Alba.
Yeah, Alba. Okay.
What about Joe Gomez? He doesn't exist. He can be anything.
And what I would say is I don't think they're going for that. I think they're going for
an alternative,
a more physical. If Baka, Rondon, Benteke are all. Okay, Bagger is more aggressive, a bit more like Suarez, nip at you, kind of a bit more difficult to play against. But both Benteke and Rondon are big units, hold the ball up. So he could be looking to play, if he is going to 4-3-3, he could be looking to play the one kind of as the pivot, with Coutinho, Markovic, Lallana, Firmino, whoever is playing around him, kind of running off.
Dave, we have people coming in from Saudi Arabia and Alaska and all sorts here. One question coming in, I think it's from Paul, and he wants to know, it's a key question. What's Firmino's character like? Has he got good character?
Look, we don't sign players.
Do you like his character?
I think he's got great character. But on the character,
Do you know what I like about Firmino? He's ugly, right? Now, genuinely,
He's a massive head.
He's got a massive head.
He's got a massive big head.
oversized head.
Yeah.
He reminds me an awful lot at an ugly level of Di Maria, right? And it's it's generally if you, as I said to you before, you have a bit of a deformity. So he's got a big old head on his shoulders. He's a bit Damo when it comes to the level of head size, right? And he's got Aspas's body with Damo's head like that. He should be off balance.
He's like a caricature.
He's like when somebody draws a caricature of a football and has
Mock
a
just
giant
made
head,
him.
right? and his hair. His hair's massive, so it makes his head look bigger again. And that's probably one of the most encouraging things about
It's
the
the best thing about him. It's his
like,
massive head.
We haven't gone for the lookers this year.
Yeah.
We've definitely gone for the ugly lads.
Yeah.
They've gone fishing in the ugly
we've
ball.
had one good, pretty striker, and that was Torres.
Yeah.
In the history of the football club.
To be fair to Suarez, he could have been a good-looking chap had he got the old teeth done.
No.
I
His
know when-
ears as well.
I don't mind the ears, you know what I mean? But no, I think
Looks
think
like a
he could have
merman.
been-
No, I'm not having that.
For all his goals, I'd have probably given him one anyway.
But just on the character thing, you're
We've
asking
got a
about
dark
Firmino,
alley,
segue into where's the manager?
Where is the manager?
Where's the manager's
Kept out of harm's
comments?
way.
No, because you were saying about character, right? And the reason you asked about character is that's what Rogers always says.
Clearly,
Right?
yeah, it's-
Great
yeah.
character.
Yeah.
We signed 5 players, and the manager hasn't.
No
said
character sheds.
Did I
No,
find that
no
weird?
excellent
Yeah, it's
technician
really
sheds.
weird,
It's
but
fucking weird.
It's brilliant.
What's your take on it? Where is
maybe that's where it was all going wrong
Yeah.
with fucking Willian and Mkhitaryan and fucking Costa, and like the way we've done things this time is exactly how it should be done. If the manager isn't involved in the final stages, yes, he's obviously been involved in the identification of those targets.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
But
to
he's not even talking
he's
about
not
them once
even-
they've
yeah,
arrived.
he's not even
we don't
bigging
need
him up
to.
afterwards.
We don't need him to.
But no, it's not that we need him.
Plus, technically, none of them have arrived yet. You know what I mean?
To the 4th of July.
The transfer window isn't open yet for
the
another 7 days.
fucking official site today, the top 7 stories were 10 things you need to know about Firmino.
Yeah,
14 haircuts by Firmino. View a gallery of Firmino's 22
Look
different
at the
pairs
size
of
of
boots.
his head.
And the manager can't come out and say, look, it's not done yet, but I'm really excited. Here's the quality of
The manager's
play.
over there with his no carbs from Arbs, you know what I mean? He's making sure he's trim for the first day of pre-season, getting the teeth whitened, the hair done.
I just think
Come
it's
here.
weird.
Is it just me, or when you heard Air was going out last night to seal the deal, I genuinely thought it was going to collapse.
Everybody shit themselves.
Everyone was sure.
So I'll go out and seal the deal ahead of it. Anybody, send fucking Noddy.
And then when we saw the pictures of Firmino in his Liverpool shirt, could they not have got a shirt? Like, could they not have said, "Listen, give us Aspas' shirt"?
What's the first
Like,
shout?
seriously,
What
it's like-
what was the first shout? It's a fucking Photoshop. Nobody believed it.
It was, yeah. He
Nobody
looked like he
believed
had
it.
his throat slit with the way they stuck his head on.
Yeah, yeah.
It was ridiculous. Honestly, there's a massive gash here between the collar of the shirt and his actual neck.
Nobody
do you
believed it.
know what I thought for myself? Right, I was saying, do you know what's happened? Air was in such a rush to get a flight to Chile yesterday. He literally bought a shirt in
forgot
John
a
Lennon
jersey.
Airport. He basically bought a jersey in JLA. What the fuck am I going? Extra large, just extra large, extra large for everyone.
Extra small or extra large? Extra
Extra
large.
large,
I've
extra-
never seen this fella. Can you imagine? I've no idea what he looks like. I've no signal on my phone to take a picture. Just give us an extra large. Fuck it.
We need one that'll go over his head. We need one to go over his head. He'd be like Bellamy. You'll have to cut the front of the jersey to get it over his head.
Like Rooney, a fucking wider neck than a waist.
But I think when they was a lot of the papers led with okay, we're going to get it done, and then kind of we're using bad news. Barrett arrived later on, going whoa.
Oh, it's not done yet, lads.
Ian Air is
Yeah.
flying out. Oh, da-da-da-da. So I think when he came out, everyone went, all right, actually.
Oh, so it's one of those transfers, is it?
The one that got me was how quickly did Ian Air get to Chile? I was like there going,
apparently,
it was announced last night that he was on his way to Chile. Then I wake up this morning
Oh, yeah,
and he was there.
Yeah, Tony Stark actually brought him out.
Oh, did he?
Iron Man actually came and collected him.
But apparently he's been there since Monday.
Apparently he's staying there.
Oh my
staying
God, where are the pictures?
Yeah.
But you know
Where are the pictures of Ian Air in Chile?
the funniest thing
Imagine
is-
him going up the mountains and everything on a donkey.
But
Seriously.
renting out a Harley to cruise on the mountain.
Somebody Photoshop Ian Air in the Harley onto a fucking donkey going up the side of the Andes.
Machu Picchu Air, yeah.
Paul Brennan, if you're watching, which you aren't, fucking Photoshop on Ian Air on a donkey going up the Andes.
It's easy. We'll definitely get at least one of those.
Oh,
then.
that's coming.
Okay, right. Well, that's so we're all excited, yeah. Happy?
Yeah.
Well, definitely. I mean, definitely. Look, it's a statement. It's as I said, it's the biggest signing we've done since Suarez, but it has to be followed up. I mean, I think we're all going to say this for the next 2 months, right? We've been burnt so many times in the transfer window. get the striker done, get Klein done, then I'm happy.
Get the striker done, get Klein done, and then we can worry about a supplementary midfielder, which I still think we
potentially
need.
a Spanish guy with
a handsome looking fella. He might get in and out of the Real first team, and it's not most of the other Spanish midfielders that aren't Illarramendi.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. Let's do the striker, because I think that this just replaces Sterling. I think we all agree Sterling's going to go.
For me, it's not Sterling. It's as I said, it's Gerrard, because different style of player. I think the Sterling replacement or the planned Sterling replacement is already at the club.
So do you think then? Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair point. So do you think that this is killing the Kovacic deal?
The Kovacic, we'll never sign.
I know he doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist.
What I mean is the premise behind signing him was that he was a replacement for Steven Gerrard. He was combative yet a screener, yet an attacking. He could do everything yet do nothing at the same time. So my point is, does that put that to bed and say Firmino is actually?
I genuinely think.
I don't think he was ever. I don't think he was.
I don't see Firmino as the replacement for Gerrard. He might have been the replacement for Gerrard 3 years ago when Rodgers came in and thought that's where he was.
Milner is the replacement for Gerrard.
No.
As in the Gerrard from last season.
As Chan has
but you know what I mean. Like, what I mean is of the signings that we've bought. Milner is the.
If you take the Steven Gerrard position, I think that's Emery Chan's. That's where he's going to start, right? If you take Steven Gerrard because he still scored goals last season, right? So we need to replace. No, but he was our top scorer. Yeah. So we still need to replace.
Double figures with
we still need to replace his goals, and that's what they brought. They needed to bring in a midfielder who was going to score goals. All due respect to Milner, he was not going to score the same amount of goals as Gerrard. No. Henderson's not going to provide us that. Coutinho, for all his brilliance, is going to score wonder goals. He isn't going to be scoring consistently.
He's not a 15 goal.
Whereas you're looking at Firmino and you're saying, in a relatively average Hoffenheim side, he scores double figures each season, right? So you put him
competitions.
You put him into a system which is designed to get the best out of him and Coutinho and a striker up front, and you're hoping to bag 15, 16 goals out of him.
Plus, he's not the man that teams are going to double mark up on, which they would have.
Well, they won't be able to. If you have him and Coutinho in tandem, or you have somebody else up there with him,
they
can't just focus on what it is. And one of the things, we were easily marked out of games last year when we had a stationary centre forward. They just focused on Coutinho and keeping Coutinho out of the game as soon as teams come.
Because Lambert or Spalletti weren't going to stretch them.
So that's what I'm saying to you. When it comes to what does Steven Gerrard bring, he brought goals and assists. That's what Firmino has come in to replace him as. Positionally, I think Emery Can has been groomed into being that
come
position.
Out and said that, and the under 21 German manager said.
Well, look, and I know we'll probably talk about Can in the pod.
We will.
I mean, so I don't want to get into it too much, but I think he is definitely. There's going to be players who perhaps didn't perform or still have room to grow. They're actually going to be big players for us next year. Saka's going to have a better season. Jan's going to have a better season. Hopefully Markovic,
Sturridge,
Lallana, Sturridge, Ibe. All of a sudden, by adding Firmino in, even with losing Sterling, if we get the striker, suddenly you start to think, okay, we got.
Can we just put? Kovacic is not happening, people. Right? That's just not. It's just not happening. Just park that one. Take the bus and go.
Balotelli is going to them, and we're getting Kovacic.
Yeah. Yes. On that note, say goodbye there, Dave.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Phil.
Adios.
Slan. That Lewis.
See, you put it down, and it's like it's still on.
I was just going to turn it off.
We're still on.
Yeah, I was just going to.
Oh my God, we're still on.
We're still on. Yeah. Stop broadcast.